I have always had this question in my mind about my place in our visible universe, my purpose, if any. I am well aware that I am minuscule compared to the massive universe. Yet I am a giant in front of the atoms and molecules that I am made of. If I had a purpose, then both the massive and the tiny have their own purpose too. Is it I who defines my purpose here on earth? Do I really have control over my actions? I've met a number of people who claim to have full control over their actions. However, this changes completely as soon as the slightest misfortune hits them. Now they look for entities to pin blame on, like bad luck, ill fate, not in control of their destiny, etc. So what is one's purpose in life? Is it predictable, or is it just a random chain of events? Do I control my life's purpose, or is it already decided for me? Is my final moment in life truly my final moment, or does my purpose run beyond? Interestingly, scientists have been asking the same questions for decades, even centuries, but from a general perspective rather than personal. In response, they put forward probabilistic theories with different extremities. There are one of two possibilities. Either we live in a paradigm where there are infinite possibilities happening in parallel universes, or we live in a universe where everything is predetermined. In the former case, the infinite possibilities are already set in motion, branching out into their own existential cycles. In the latter case, it appears as if there is no place for choice or free will because everything is decided and laid out beforehand. Whatever be the case, a single person is not fully capable of predicting what will happen next in a universe where everything is already determined. This is simply because that one individual, in the whole of his or her lifetime, moves within a limited surrounding with limited thoughts and ideas, and will never have all the information needed to foresee their destiny. Only someone who is all-knowing and all-seeing with all the information contained in the universe can predict the next moment. Our seers have spoken about this for ages, since the early days. More recently, when reading one of his works, what has left a deeper impression in me are two meaningful words that Sri Ramana Maharishi said regarding the matter at hand. In this episode, I have collected a few excerpts from works that quote the Maharishi's view on the topic of determinism, destiny, and free will. The Maharishi says, "What will never happen will not happen whatever effort one makes. What will happen will not stop whatever obstruction one does to prevent it from happening. This indeed is certain. Therefore, being silent is good." In another work, he says, "We will be made to do whatever actions we need to do in order to experience whatever is predetermined according to our prarabdha. It does not really rest with a man whether he goes to this place or that, or whether he gives up his duties or not. All that happens according to destiny. All the activities that the body is to go through are determined when it first came into existence. it does not rest with you to accept or reject them. The only freedom you have is to turn your mind inward and renounce activities there. Once, probably in an effort to simplify his statement for easy understanding, he answered one of his questioners. Even taking a cup of water is predetermined, so any illusion of freedom to want or change anything is just that, a mere illusion. The only freedom is to turn the mind within and renounce actions there. Regarding free will, the Maharishi mentions, find out to whom free will or destiny matters. Abide in it. Then these two are transcended. That is the only purpose of discussing these questions. To whom do these questions arise? Find that out and be at peace. If we are the doer of action, we will experience the resulting fruit. When one knows oneself by investigating who is the doer of action, doership will depart and all the three actions will slip off. The state of liberation is eternal. While the Maharishi has spoken extensively, these 6 drops of wisdom are most treasured by me. Nevertheless, what does all this mean? How does this relate to the deterministic universe concept in science? My relatively small intellect is starting to paint a picture here. To begin with, it seems as if everything in the universe, every atom and every bit of cosmic energy created since the moment of creation have continued to interact with each other, leading to an unstoppable chain of events. From the earliest gas clouds to the youngest stars, from the earliest life form in the very first habitable planet to the child that has been born this very instant in some home on Earth. This chain of reactions seems to be the parent cause. In the grand scheme of things, it runs as per a predetermined order of events that seemingly has a fixed sequence of past cause and future effect and cycles on. But in the midst of this beautiful cosmic phenomenon comes this obscure yet powerful entity, the ego. It looks at the actions done by the transient body it occupies and thinks for itself. I am doing it. I have a choice. I made the right choice when a positive turn in life happens. I made a wrong choice on a regretful turn. When we look at all the frustrations that we go through day in and day out, at the moments when we yearn for the quickest escape route to free ourselves from our problems in life, the ego now appears as nothing more than tragic reality to me. That's why we need someone like the Maharishi to point out this indispensable flaw in the system. When the ego thinks it can change things for good for its own benefit, the universe gives back an even more resounding slap. To this, as a natural reaction, the ego leaps out angrily, laments about its lost control over its own surroundings and destiny, and questions itself. What is free will? Does free will exist? To which the Maharishi gave the most brilliant answer ever. For whom? Sounds poetic, isn't it? It definitely does to my ears. There is much to explore once we delve deeper into this topic, but that will hopefully be for a future video. Once again, thank you for listening patiently. I hope this is useful for spiritual seekers all around the world, especially for those on the path of self-inquiry. I've followed up in a few places with some of my perspectives and best effort interpretations. I plan to expand on this video by having a deeper dive into this and other connected topics. Kindly leave your questions and comments in the comments section below. Thank you.